Hey you guys, so it's day 5 of my hysterectomy journey. As you can see, I skipped day 4. I really didn't feel all that great yesterday, and I'm kind of laying around this morning. I had explained to you guys that I was so happy day 3. I finally got a chance to go number 2. I had taken Miralax and stool softeners for 2 days in a row, and I could feel the rumblings going on in my stomach. Well, it actually turned into 2 days of diarrhea. So I'm not sure if that was actually the Miralax and the stool softeners that did that, or if I caught a little bug while at the hospital or prior to going to the hospital. Not quite sure. But yesterday and the day before, I just kept going and going and going. Everything I, took in as far as food, I could literally feel it going in my stomach and rushing right to my colon, like not even processing in my stomach and just basically coming right back out. So I ended up having to take some anti-diarrhea medication yesterday, some Calpactate to get things to slow down. I also took some kombucha to kind of help with some of my gut bacteria being a little out of whack. And I think I had taken some Pepto-Bismol tablets too. I just wanted it to stop. It was kind of making the lower part of my stomach hurt. I hadn't had any pain from the surgery in the lower abdomen until I started with the constant trips to the restroom. I didn't have to push. Everything was extremely soft, almost watery, but not really. And I know it's TMI, but I'm just giving y'all the details. But everything kind of stopped yesterday at about 6:30. I took a shower and was able to kind of sit up with my husband in another part of the house, not having to stay close to the bathroom. And we watched a movie, and I ended up in the bed at about midnight. So yeah, today I'm just kind of chilling. I just got back in the bed because I want to take a nap. I got up this morning. My husband made me breakfast. Today's breakfast was I had grits and eggs, scrambled eggs, egg whites, and mushroom coffee. That was my breakfast. Yesterday's breakfast was what? What did I have yesterday? Yesterday I had eggs and toast with jelly on my toast. Did I? Yeah. And I just had soup yesterday, bone broth. And then for dinner, I ate chicken and rice. I did eat apples and peanut butter yesterday as well. So just to give you an idea of some things that I've been eating. I've been really trying to focus on protein, but I threw a lot of carbs in there, trying to get things to slow down, to slow my trips to the restroom down. So I thought I'd come on today and kind of talk about my discharge papers. I was just looking over my discharge papers and some of the things that they recommended that I would do. And, they gave me this big, thick packet of discharge papers. And it just has the medication that they sent me home with, which I had talked about that, I think in day 1. And I haven't taken any of that medication. I've still been just alternating regular Tylenol and Advil. Those have even, the times that I'm taking those have even been pushed a little further apart. So maybe once or twice a day over the last 2 days that I've been taking it. I was told no driving while taking narcotics, but they explained to my husband and myself, which I was really drowsy, that if I felt like I could drive without any issue, that I could go ahead. Normally, and in the past, in other videos that I had listened to, other YouTubers talk about their hysterectomy. They talked about not driving for a week or 2 weeks, and that's what even my doctor said when I sat down and spoke with him. But on my discharge papers, it's and talking to my husband, she said, "Oh, she can drive as long as she feels comfortable with driving." Also, with the whole no lifting 10 pounds on here, there's no restriction on lifting as long as it's comfortable for me to lift. So they have really let up on this, on like your restrictions and stuff after surgery. And I'm really surprised at that. It says no lifting greater than 10 pounds or unless it's well tolerated. So it says notify the physician if you have chest pain, nausea, onset of pain of swelling in the calves or in both legs, if you're short of breath, a sudden increase in bleeding greater than 1 pad per hour, incisions are red, swollen, open, draining, or foul smelling. Notify the physician if pain or burning while urination takes place. Notify physician if you develop a fever in the first 24 hours of 101 degrees or greater. Other discharge instructions specified, nothing in the vagina until cleared with the physician. So he told me, no 6 week, nothing in the vagina for 6 weeks, no exceptions. So I do remember that from my visit with the doctor. I can resume my regular diet upon discharge, and I can shower and wash my hair, and no bathing until all my incisions are healed. So no tub baths until then. This packet also goes into deep detail about every medication I have, every medication I told them I take, every herbal supplement that I told them I take, and when I can resume taking those, and things of that nature. Then they also gave me a packet of a more extensive breakdown with every medication that they prescribed for me. They also gave me the doctor's telephone number again, and just explaining what type of surgery I had, which was the laparoscopic surgery. Laparoscopic surgery. So that's pretty much it for my discharge papers. It says laparoscopic hysterectomy, what to expect at home for your recovery. And that is what this packet is about. So they were very detailed on just making sure that I had information on what I had done during my visit with them. That's pretty much it in my discharge papers. So I got a notification on my chart yesterday, and it was the pathology report for my uterus, my ovaries, and my fallopian tubes. And I didn't get a chance to really look up all the words. So I'm one of those people that when I get a report in my chart, so I can ask as many questions as I possibly can when I am in front of the doctor, I will look up some of the words of the report. Because a lot of times you'll get your lab reports before the doctor even gets them. And then the doctor will go on and give their own assessment of the report, whether it's lab, pathology report, and it talked about various cysts. It gave the weight of my uterus, which I don't remember what it was. It did talk about various cysts that I had. I had a cyst inside my cervix. I had cysts on my ovaries, and I'm so glad I got them removed because it talked about various cysts on my ovaries, and it mentioned how I had a tubal ligation, and how, the fallopian tubes were severed and there was a blunt edge on the, it was very descriptive. And it gave the weight, the size, the length, the depth, just all of the different characteristics of my uterus and my fallopian tubes and ovaries. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'll have to do a deep dive into what some of those medical terms mean when they describe like the different type of cysts, but none of them were remarkable, as they say, and nothing was cancerous, as it said. So it sounds like it was a good report for the most part. But again, so happy that I went ahead and had him to remove my ovaries and not leaving them in there, especially since all of my lab work showed that I was postmenopausal anyway. I called to get my 2-week follow-up, and my 2-week follow-up is actually going to be 4 weeks. So they could not get me in until 4 weeks from my actual surgery date. So yeah, but if I have any problems prior to then, to reach out and talk to them. So I'm kind of disappointed with that because I wanted to get started on hormone replacement therapy as soon as possible. I am going to reach out via my chart to see if I have to come in for that appointment to get that started, or if that's something he can prescribe for me prior to actually getting that, that 4-week appointment, or to see if I can actually just follow up with my family physician for my hormone replacement therapy. Either way, I would like to get started as soon as possible. How am I feeling emotionally? Well, emotionally, I'm feeling pretty good. I am one of those people that likes to just do a lot. And I talked to myself a lot prior to this surgery and promised myself that I would give myself the full recovery time that I needed, that I would really sit down and rest and not try to jump into too many things too early, too soon. So yeah, I am going to stick to that. It feels good not having to do anything, on a daily basis and not having to be anywhere. Of course, there's a ton of things that I could be doing. I could be working on my business. I could be working on my baking business. I have the market coming up in July. I could be working on labels and, stationery, but I just don't have the mental fortitude for it at this point. I am really focusing on trying to get better and to be well. One thing I am disappointed in, and I know I talked about I think maybe the first video I did on the hysterectomy journey in terms of preparing for my hysterectomy, is my disability insurance. Disability insurance is very important because if you have to be off, you want to be able to replace your income. But the hoops that they have you jump through to be able to get the money that you've paid into the insurance is ridiculous. It makes me tired thinking about all of the information they want me to send them just to be able to get a portion of what I'm missing out on as far as income while I'm sick. And I think it is just really, it does their customers a disservice to have to deal with these things while you're trying to go through healing, And I guess they figure, well, you're not working, so you can, send us this paper and email us this and fax us that. So, it's no big deal. But when you're trying to heal, the last thing you want to worry about is sending someone your taxes for the past 2 years, or typing out an extensive description of everything you do on your job, or explaining in great detail your symptoms and when they started and what type of surgery you're having, because your doctor is going to fill it out. Your doctor is going to tell them why they're doing the surgery or why they're doing the procedure, but they want you to do it as well. And then they want you to tell them how much you made last week, last month, the week before. They want your profit and loss statements. They want everything. And I'm grateful that I have a wonderful accountant. I'm grateful that I have all of my ducks in the row as far as having my taxes done. And, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. That part is kind of stressful, but I'm not even gonna worry about it right now. I have to heal and I have to get better. And then as soon as I have the mental strength or bandwidth to even devote time to start scanning and emailing over documents to my claims adjuster, I will. But until then I'm just going to focus on my healing for right now. So today I am getting ready to watch the Oprah special about Weight Watchers, Oprah and Weight Watchers making the shift. I'm going to watch that. That's a 3-hour long video. I am going to probably fall asleep during it because I'm feeling kind of tired right now. I woke up in the middle of the night and at about 3 and didn't go back to sleep until about 6. So my sleep is kind of off, I think only because of just different times that I need to lay down to rest my body, after taking pain medication and heal. It's thrown my sleep off. So I will focus on trying to get some sort of normalcy in the coming weeks. Because as of right now, I am going to do what my body is requiring and requesting of me to do. And that is to rest when I feel tired, eat when I'm hungry, drink when I need hydration. And that's it. My husband has been very, very helpful with taking care of me, feeding me, keeping the clothes washed, and just doing all the things around the house. My son is having a good time in DC, and I'm grateful for that. He and his classmates are safe on their DC trip, and so nothing to worry about there. I've had flowers delivered and plants dropped off and cards sent, and it's always so nice to know that you're loved. I've had a number of text messages and calls of love and encouragement from a lot of my friends and family, asking if I need anything, and I'm so grateful for that as well. And I will take them up on that once my husband goes back to work next week. If I'm not driving, which I don't think I will, not the way that I feel now. I don't think that I'll be driving. But anyway, but I think that's it for now. I'll try to pop in. I wanted to kind of give you guys an overview of, things that I'm consuming this week and why, as far as like foods and things like that, because it's important to get your protein for your healing. The body needs even more protein to heal during times of recovery and surgery, especially if your tissues have been cut, and just what I'm doing for energy and things like that, and talk about supplements, but I'll do that at another time. But for now, I will check back in with you guys later. All right, you take care and be well.